Hey y'all, it is 9:57 a.m. on Saturday, November 12th, 2022. I just moved like a week ago, and you can see like the mess that's by my desk right there, behind me, all of this like bubble wrap right here. But it is 9:58 a.m. now, and I am participating this weekend, actually just today, for 24 hours, in KCRW's Radio Race. KCRW is the NPR channel in Los Angeles, the radio station, and it's 24 hours to make a 4-minute audio piece, nonfiction storytelling, and hopefully win some prizes, get it broadcast on NPR and KCRW, and just generally challenge myself with storytelling. So in 2 minutes at 10 o'clock a.m., I'm going to get a theme. I'm going to get an email in my inbox telling me what I have to make this 4-minute story about, and then I have 24 hours to do it. So even though I'm in the midst of all of these boxes and things, I am going to be making an audio story. So this is kind of like the whole Cake Fight Presents from idea to premiere in real time, but like one video, 24 hours, one day to tell a story. Oh my gosh, it's 9:59 a.m. with less than a minute left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, I just got the email. Loading, here we go. All right, good morning, Radio Racers. The day is here, we are so excited. KCRW's social team will be up around the clock with you on Twitter, /Radio Race, aside from a quick nap between 1:30 a.m. and 4 a.m. So hit us up with questions and be sure to post about your adventures and dance breaks. We will be awarding a winner in the social butterfly category for the team with the most compelling social engagement. Note we'll be focusing on Twitter, but feel free to tag us on Instagram too at KCRW. And now, here's the info you've all been waiting for. Drumroll please. Theme, your secret is safe with me. There's a bonus element coming at 5 p.m. Don't forget to check your email. You'll be judged on this piece as well. And here's a recap of all the details. Submissions close Sunday, November 13th, 10 a.m. PST. So, I got 24 hours to do this. Secret is safe with me. That's the theme. I have to create a story, a 4-minute max story around that theme. You can see I just finished working out right before this, so I'm going to shower and have a think about what my topic's going to be, what story this is going to be that I'm going to be telling. So as you can see, I've showered. Before I showered, in order to kind of get my mind right, I listened to some of the winning stories from last year's radio race, just to see what kind of things people were doing in 4 minutes, what kind of stories they were telling. And so it has to be super contained. It needs to have a point at the end, some sort of twist or emotional catharsis. In the case of the winner, of last year's winner, it was really moving. It was a tribute to a childhood friend. So listened to those, went in the shower, still have a few ideas, which I tweeted some of them, and I did a poll, essentially. I'm not in love with any of them, but it is our secret family recipe, because I have a secret family oatmeal raisin cookie recipe, which is amazing. Old journals. I found a lot of old journals when I was unpacking, so maybe reading those. And games played as kids. There's one game in particular I'm thinking of where it's in Sunday school. We played this game during a Shabbaton, which is like a Jewish lock-in over Shabbat, over the from Friday night to Sunday morning, or to Saturday night really, and it was about escaping the pogroms in Russia. It was very weird, but I don't know if I can distill that in 4 minutes, and I don't know how much I remember about it because it was when I was 11 years old. And then the fourth option was these are all terrible, which one person voted for, and I kind of agree with them right now. So I have my tea steeping in my Seattle International Film Festival mug, which reminds me that I am an amazing storyteller and filmmaker because this is where Interrobang premiered. It's my short-form comedy anthology about moments after sex when being emotionally naked is way more terrifying than being physically naked, which is now streaming on Sika TV. Yay! I have my tea steeping, and while it's steeping, blank notebook page, pen, I'm going to do some good old-fashioned brainstorming, writing a list of numbers 1 to 20, and thinking of as many ideas as possible on the theme, Your Secret is Safe with Me, that are nonfiction, based on a true story. I can tell the story within 4 minutes. I have a list of 20 ideas, and I don't really like any of them. I think the most interesting one, but I can't really speak to it, is that in 10th grade, this kid just suddenly stopped coming to school, and one of his friends said, oh yeah, he moved to Florida, and literally nobody knew it except for like a few of his friends. So I was curious about that secret, but like I have 24 hours and limited resources. The only person I can truly count on is myself. I can obviously find people to interview, talk to people. One of my ideas is to maybe get strangers on the street to tell me a secret, but I don't know what the point of all that is, because I'm really glad I listened to the winning stories, because they all had a point. They all are short story structured, and I only have 4 minutes to tell a story, so I need to find something that is tight and concise and just like that encapsulates the theme and is also interesting and that I know I can do. So I have a lot of work to do. I think I'm going to, one of my ideas here, one of my brainstorm things is the All-American Rejects video for Dirty Little Secrets. So I think I'm gonna go watch that, see if I can get any inspiration from that. I'm going to sweeten my tea, drink it, and hopefully the caffeine and just getting my juices flowing is gonna help. And maybe I'll even do some unpacking while I'm trying to think of an idea. I got 24 hours to do this, less than. I have 22 hours and 55 minutes. It's 11:05 a.m. It's been about 45 minutes since I last spoke on this camera, and since then I have watched, as promised, the Dirty Little Secret video, the All-American Rejects video for that song where people share their secrets. I listened to more of the winners from last year's radio race to get a sense of the kinds of stories that were being told again, and it's almost noon. It's 10 to 12, and I need to choose a topic because 2 hours in, I need to know where I'm going. I need to start writing. I need to start figuring out what interviews I need, if any. I need to basically be able to have something recorded and set to edit pretty soon. And if I do need to reach people, I need to give them time to be able to talk. So I've actually decided to go with my first idea, my first instinct. That's not usually how I do it. And when I've talked about brainstorming in the past, it's always been like, get past those first instincts and find the really good, meaty stuff that you're not quite able to think about. But in this case, my first instinct was a story about oatmeal raisin cookies, which are, it's a secret family recipe that my grandma created and passed down to my mom and my uncles, and now being passed down to me, my sister, and my cousins should they ever want it. And I think Your Secret is Safe with Me, this story about food and the love that's passed down along with it, I think it's going to be really special, especially since I know what the twist at the end is going to be. I'm not going to share it just yet. And now, since I said we're going from idea to premiere in real time, I have my idea. I'm going to write a 4-minute radio piece about my grandma's secret family recipe, oatmeal raisin cookies. So now it's time to write. If you can see here, I have Microsoft Word open up. I am going to write a first draft of a script, so that way I know exactly what I need to get from probably my parents and my uncles about this recipe and about its creation. Ideation finished. With about 22 hours left in this race, and now time to write. It's now 12:30 and I have finished my first draft of this script. I found out as I was writing it I could write a pretty good introduction, and then the middle got a little bit wonky, and I know how I want to end it. Kind of like a screenplay, where you have that second act sort of lagging, not quite sure what the direction is. But luckily I can include some quotes from other people. I can interview my mom and my uncles and my sister and fill in some of those gaps, and then once I have their responses, maybe I'll have a good solid idea of how to really direct the middle, because I have one thing I want to talk about it in terms of my relationship to this secret family recipe, but I don't quite know how to connect it to the end yet. So I think now it's time for me to make some phone calls and see if I can do some quick off-the-cuff interviews. And 2.5 hours into this radio race, I'm going to be starting recording, so production's gonna start.
She decided that she wanted to hold it close because it was such a special one to other people, not just to her, not just to us, but to other people that she made the cookies for. They were so special to them too, that she wanted to continue doing and not giving out the recipe.
And then didn't someone try to buy it from her?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So there was a restaurant, I believe, that wanted to buy the cookies from her. And that might have contributed to the fact that she knew how special that they were. And she said, I will make you the cookies, but I will not give you the recipe. I think
It's 3:35 on Saturday, so we are 5.5 hours in, a little over 5.5 hours into the radio race, and I have my topic. It is the oatmeal raisin cookies, the secret family recipe that my grandma created and passed down to my mom and my uncles, and now to me and my sister. And I've interviewed my mom, and I'm ready to listen to the interview and then I guess record my own part and get editing. But for some reason there's a bit of a block here, because it's such a big deal to record in a way, to put my thoughts down. Having a bit of a mental block. So I just need to do it, because I don't have any other prep work I need to do. It's weird how fast and easy this is in a way. I've also eaten lunch and I've taken a bit of a break. I watched Great British Bake Off. Yeah. I'm gonna do this now. I'm gonna listen to the interview, rewrite what I need to say, and then record and edit it together. It's pretty exciting how fast it's coming together, and it would be faster if I stopped with this mental blocked business. The Zoom audio is actually not terrible. I have my audition and my script going on my laptop and desktop at the same time. So I'm in the middle of tweaking my script before I record all of my parts, and it's 5 o'clock, which means I got the bonus element from KCRW for this radio race. So drum roll, looking at the email. All right, hi again. We hope you're having a blast. Your bonus element challenge is egg, sound, word, or concept. Do with this what you will. Using this element in your piece will give you extra points with our judges. Have fun. Go, go, go. This feels like good luck, because I'm writing / talking / recording a story about a cookie recipe. Eggs are inherently part of cookie recipes, so fingers crossed I can find a really good way to incorporate this into my script, get the script done, get it recorded, and then editing, sound design, all that fun stuff. There's a cat who's very interested in it too. All right, back to work, because I'm oh no, there's a cat. 5:30 p.m. I think I've cracked my script, so I'm getting my microphone set up so I can say the words that I've written and start putting a piece together. So I will have a rough cut of this before I go to this party I'm going to tonight, because why not? I'm also making a spinach casserole for this party, so who's no one ever called me lazy. It's my super messy desk. All right. Oh. So messy that I can't keep programs up. That's good. My printer's broken, so I have to read off of my laptop while recording onto my desktop because I didn't think this through and didn't think about, typing the script on my desktop. So here we are. Test, 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 test. My grandma, Carol Simon, or Gami,
My grandma,
as I called her,
Carol Simon, or
Gami,
as I
my
called her.
grandma, Carol Simon, or Gami, as I called her,
Passed down a lot of things.
I love her art. So it's 8:05 p.m., which means a little over 10 hours of radio racing, and I have my rough cut of my story. What that means is that I have recorded my own audio, I've recorded my interview with my mom that's going to intersperse with my audio, and I've assembled it all on a timeline. What that doesn't mean is that it's under the 4-minute guideline. I have 5 minutes and 38 seconds. Over here, you can see the timeline. Show you better. That is 5 minutes and 38 seconds. That's what it looks like so far. So that's that. I have to cut 1.5 minutes plus out of it, which is going to be difficult, but doable. What's going to make it a little more difficult is I have a party to go to tonight, so I'm going to listen to this once, kind of wrap my head around what I need to do. I'm probably going to re-record my audio because I wasn't as enthusiastic and excited as I wanted to be in it. Then I'm going to get to whittling, and hopefully I can whittle it down to 4 minutes pretty quickly. Then it's about adding music and sound effects and layering in just that extra oomph of audio production. It's going to be a long night and probably an early morning as well, but this is really fun, and I'm excited to be producing something like this in 24 hours. I'm going to have a whole 4-minute audio story, which is awesome. It's 11:36 p.m., 13.5 hours after the start of the radio race. I just went briefly to a Nicolas Cage themed party, so I'm wearing a wife beater right now. I dressed up as him in Moonstruck, which just means that I taped a hanger to my hand as a hook, and then I realized that he actually just wears a wooden hand with a glove on it, so I could have just worn a glove, which would have been useful because the party was outside and it's like in the 50s in Los Angeles, and I only went with a sweater on top of a wife beater. So I'm back home, I'm warm, I have chai tea with some hot chocolate mix in it. I'm ready to finish this radio race project. I have 1.5 minutes, a little over, to cut down from it, and I need to re-record my audio because turns out, and I know this from YouTube, oh, cats are fighting. I need to re-record my audio because turns out you need to be like 5 times as enthusiastic as you actually want to be in order to get that enthusiasm to come through on the audio, and I definitely sound very subdued when I'm talking, and it's not the vibe I want. So I'm gonna drink my tea hot chocolate, re-record the audio, and then add some, once I get it cut down, add some sound effects and music and call it a night. And hopefully I'll be calling it a night at a reasonable-ish time and not a time that I would usually stay up to pull an all-nighter for when I was in college. My grandma, Carol Simon, or Gami, as I called her. My grandma, Carol Simon, or Gami, as I called her. She was an excellent cook who read cookbooks like novels, but Gami's recipe made them into buttery, caramely, sugary, crunchy, soft, delicious. It's 2:50 in the morning, and I have finally finished my initial edit for the audio. So just all of the different audio is in place. I have to add sound effects and music still. I also have to EQ, meaning just sweeten, clean up everything up, make it sound nice. I re-recorded all of my narration, and it turns out that making it more emotive means also making it a little slower. So instead of cutting 1.5 minutes, I ended up having to cut over 2 minutes from something that should be 4 minutes long. So I had to cut I guess it was 33% because it was a 6-minute long thing, but 50% of the initial with the initials, the length that it's supposed to be. I had to rewrite a lot of parts. I found some different quotes from my mom's interview, but now I have something that I'm pretty happy with. So I'm gonna listen to it one more time, then export each track, get them EQ'd. I should have everything EQ'd by like 3:15, and then I'll have 6 hours and 45 minutes to add the music and the sound effects, which I shouldn't need that much time because it's only 4 minutes. Fingers crossed. I get to bed tonight. But here's what the timeline looks like. Nice, clean, 3 tracks. So far, I'll be more after I have the sound effects and music, but it's looking good. Looking good. It's 5 to 5 in the morning, and I have what I'm pretty sure is a completed sound effects, music and all, episode 4-minute story for this radio race. I am so tired. I am just like, if I had to drive right now, I wouldn't. I would take an Uber because I can barely think, but I'm able to concentrate on this story. I'm able to piece together all this audio. I'm gonna listen to it one more time, then it's uploading it to the SoundCloud and sending it off and then going to sleep. Here's what the final timeline is looking like. Move you over here. This is in my Adobe Audition. We got pretty much exactly 4 minutes, and I have 2 songs right here that I got from Epidemic Sound thanks to my subscription, so I'm able to use them. And then I have a subscription to SoundSnap, which is a sound effects company, and so I have some chewing sound effects. This is an egg cracking, because remember the egg is the special element, so I have that in there. Lucky that I chose a topic that has to do with cooking and food, so it's very easy to put the egg cracking inside my my episode. I can only think of the word episode. My my news story, my nonfiction audio story. And then right here is some like pouring of flour and mixing. And actually, because I didn't have a flour sound effect, I used scooping sand and pouring sand, and it's actually working pretty well. I manipulated the time and the the amplitude a little bit, so it's a little bit different sounding, but it's working, and it's fun knowing these tricks from doing How to Fall in Love the Hard Way. And then finally right here is some crowd work. People being excited, because people, when they eat these cookies that I'm talking about, are always excited. So yeah, that is, I'm just gonna listen to it one more time, upload it, and then, like I said, go to bed. And fingers crossed I get some really good news whenever they finish judging it, maybe tomorrow. I'm not really sure what this next step is. I just know that I'm done. I'm really proud of myself for doing this, for pushing through the exhaustion, the doubts about what I should be even covering, my own reticence to push through the next step that I talked about earlier, and making something, completing something. It always feels so good to put another story out into the world, and I hope this one is going to touch a lot of other people. And even if it doesn't, even if I don't win, place, anything, I'm gonna put it up here on this channel for you sometime soon, so you can listen to it and hear about the cookies that Gami, my grandma, made, that mean so much to me and that I'm keeping alive, keeping her legacy alive for. Right, headphones on. Let's listen to this one more time. I'm actually going to let you watch as I hit submit, because I'm just listening to the final one on SoundCloud. Almost done. Listening to it on incognito so that I know for sure that a stranger is gonna get exactly what they should be. All right, it's done. It sounds great. It's exactly how I had it on audition. And now the submission form. I'm so tired that I'm not even like doing screen share. I don't even know where my mouse is. Here we go. Submit. My response has been recorded. I have finished the KCRW Radio Race. I am so zoomed in. Oh my gosh. Here we go. And now it's 5:26 a.m. I'm gonna get to bed. I did it in it's 5:26. I did it in 19 and a half hours. And I also went to a party, had lunch, made a spinach casserole. It's been a crazy day. I'm really glad it's Sunday because I'm gonna need some sleep before I go back to work on Monday. Fingers crossed that I get some recognition for this, but even if I don't, I made something. I told a story, and that's worth celebrating. So it is Monday, November 21st, and I'm about to look at the results for the KCRW Radio Race, the winner's email. Okay. Dearest racers, the time has come to share the winning pieces of this year's radio race. This is an early notification just for you. Please don't share publicly until KCRW announces on our socials between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. today. It was a true thrill listening to all of your work. So much talent here, so many great stories and production chops. We are so impressed by you. So here it is. Congrats to our winners. Looking. The newbie award goes to a massive Kugel, which is kind of, I mean, that's the team name. It's kind of like my topic, but yeah. Even with the Twitter posting, I didn't, yeah, okay. I think I'm gonna need a minute. So it's been about a week since I found out the results from the KCRW radio race. Found out that I lost. I didn't win. I didn't place. I didn't even get one of those consolation like social media prizes. Not that it's a consolation, but it's, you know, the separate award from the regular placing. And it was rough. And I didn't come back and film anything that day or even the rest of the week, partially because Thanksgiving happened and I was out, visiting family, but also because I was trying to find some sort of meaning in the fact that I made all of this and I didn't win. And I couldn't find anything. I couldn't find anything that was like, the lesson beyond all of the heartache and the disappointment. And despite my hard work, I know blah, blah, blah. Because sometimes just not getting what you were working for, it just sucks. And that's all there is to it. There's no extra meaning. And this one sucked extra because the subject of my audio show, my 4 minutes audio show, is about my grandmother's cookie recipe. My Gami was what we all called her, my mom's mom. And so much of my love for food comes from her, and I feel very connected to her because of it. And the cookies especially mean so much to me. I made one for every guest of my wedding that I just had. And so doing a story about them was really meaningful. And I was hoping to get recognized, I think, for this story in part as a testament to how meaningful this cookie recipe is to me and this connection to my grandmother and connection to my family and to my culture and heritage. And when I didn't get that, it was rough. And I was hoping that I could find some greater meaning in all this, but I think the only meaning I have is that it sucks to lose. But also, I'm still proud of the work that I did. I'm proud of the story I told. I'm proud of getting up and doing this 24-hour radio race, turning nothing into something in 24 hours, staying up until 5:30 in the morning. I am really proud of all of the work that I put in. And saying all that, I think I kind of have the lesson that I'm just trying to articulate it. I'm really proud of the work I did, and I'm proud of telling stories, and I'm proud of how much effort I put into this. And it also showed me that I can work harder than I have been working, maybe. I have been working on the rewrite for my contained romantic comedy feature, and it's been going slow, in part because I've been moving, but I think in part because I've been underestimating how much effort and how much brain power I can really push through and contribute to a project. And doing this radio race, doing this 4-minute story from start to finish in 24 hours, just having to push through, I'm not gonna like burn myself out, but I can do more than I think I can do. I can do more than I'm letting myself do, and I think I might be worried about burning out too much. So nothing good is coming from losing right now, but I think something as great is coming from having done this. Besides number 1, the story that I told, but also number 2, how hard I can actually work and how much effort and excitement and intensity I can have and I can bring to my storytelling and the continuation of my craft and to making things. And I really need to do that because my move is over. Thanksgiving's over. I got nothing in front of me. And I need to finish this script. So that is, I guess, you learn from every experience. And I'm really glad I did the KCRW Radio Race. And I'm also going to put up here, if you want to hear my final entry, it's a link here, and you'll also get to see a picture of me and my grandma from when I was young, and a picture of the cookies that I made because it's pictures of the cookie packets from my wedding. So thank you all so much for watching, going along on this journey with me from idea to premiere in real time. The premiere is happening in this video right here, so go check it out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back here next week with more of Cake Fight Presents.